Hello, how are you? It's Sue Maddox from maddoxcreations.com, and today we're going to make a little card, perfect one for using up some little scraps of pattern paper. Let's have a look. This is some of the supplies here that we're going to use to make this card. I'll show you one first in another paper. So this is the design that we're doing today, using all these gorgeous little stitched squares from the Stylish Shapes dies. So this one features the Butterfly Kisses pattern paper. Let's have a look here. So some lovely, nice, bright, colourful colours there. Okay, and then the one that we're going to be making today features this beautiful Lovely Linen DSP. So you can see we've got Evening Evergreen, Night of Navy, little touches of pale papaya, some soft succulent, and the sweet sorbet there. So let's get a start. This one is handy. So I've got some little offcuts left of this from some other projects I was doing, some little leftover squares from when I made up the little poster there. So perfect for this card. We are using the Stylish Shapes dies, and I'm going to use the smallest square. Now, while I'm running them through the Big Shot, I'm going to also cut some with the next size up square for a different project. Just as long as I'm going to be cranking the handle, we may as well get a bit of value out of that there. Okay, let's clear this off and get a start on the next part. Okay, all set up now. So I've got my little squares lined up there, ready to put the top plate on and cut some of these. So we're going to need, let's have a look, 12 squares of the smaller size squares for this card. So here is the first lot. Put that through. Okay, and then I'm going to flip over my cardstock and then cut another little small one, just so the stitching comes up nice with the design that's on the back. Okay, so I will go ahead and cut those 12 rather than show you all those steps. I'll be back in just a second. Bye. Back again. So I have used from the Stylish Shapes dies, I've used the smallest square and then the next size up as well. And from just a little 3-inch square of the pattern paper, I've cut 3 of the smaller size squares. They're the ones that I'm going to be using for our project today. And then while I was there, I cut one of the next size up as well, and I'm going to use that on a different project another time, just while we were busy with cranking the handle. Okay, so now I've got my squares ready to choose, select and arrange and do all of that. Let's put those to one side for a moment. And now we're going to cut a little backing board for them. So this one, there's my little numbers. This one is going to be 8 centimeters by 10.6. Or if you're working in Imperial, it's 3 1/8 of an inch by 4 3/16. So some funny old numbers there. Okay, let's cut that to 8, and this just gives us our little backing board, and 10.6. Okay, now to make this a little bit easier, I'm going to use our adhesive sheets. I'm going to pop some of that onto this as well. So let's just cut that to the same size. So 8 by 10.6. Might actually be easier to put this on, where is my backing, to put this on first and then cut it down. I think would probably be a little bit easier. Let's pop that on there. This little bit and a tiny little strip. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, so we'll leave that. I'm going to peel the other part of that off, but not quite yet. We'll just get our arranging done first, because this is a bit that always takes me ages. Let's put that over to one side. And that is just getting these all lined up how we would like them. So I just try and get a bit of a balance. I don't know, I don't think there's really a rhyme or reason to it. It's just a mix and match, try and get a bit of a balance of the colours. What else have we got here? Let's put a darker one up here. So yeah, I always find this is the bit that takes me the longest. What other patterns have we got? One with the blue in it. Put that in there. Put some of that dark green down here. Oh, lovely. So because we're using one of the packs of pattern paper, all the colours match. It just makes it super easy. I think that is one of the fantastic parts about Stampin' Up, is everything all matches. All right, can't quite decide what we want to put in that bit. Can't use that one. What have we got on the other side? Okay, so after lots of arranging and rearranging, that bit always takes ages, we've got a design I'm fairly happy with. We've got balanced out our colours there. I think we're looking okay. So now I'm going to peel off the other side of this adhesive sheet. You could also just attach a bunch of glue to this, or glue stick actually works quite nicely for this one, or a little bit of liquid glue. But I do quite like using our adhesive sheets there, just very handy. Okay, so now we just need to place our little pieces down. So we'll start up in the top corner. Oh, I think I might need my glasses for this part. And then it's super easy and comes together nice and quickly. Try not to stick my fingers to the project. Okay, I'll be back in just a second when I've got the rest of those stuck down. Okay, back again. We've got them all stuck on, so just give them a good little press. If you happen to have a little bit of your base piece sticking out a little bit at the side or anything, you can just trim that off, and then we've got our nice little panel ready to make into our card. Now for this next part, I like to put a little frame around that, and instead of measuring, because I'm not much of a measuring person, I like to just do this. So let's put a little bit of glue on the back of this one. I think I've spilt some glue out there, and I'm just going to put it into the corner here, leaving the right amount of just a nice little bit of border at the top and down the left hand side there. And then I'm just going to grab my trimmer and just trim the other sides to match. So let's have a look here, about there. Might have maybe needed to have taken a little bit longer on that one. I'm not sure if that does actually match. Let's see how we're going. Yep, that looks okay. All right. So now we've got our little base. We just need to make a base card for that. So let's get out. I'm going to use, well, we could use any of our coordinating colours for this, but I'm going to use the Sweet Sorbet today. So we'll just cut our A4 piece in half at 14.8, and we're going to score it down the middle at 10.5 centimetres. If you're working in inches, then just a regular card base for your size paper. Okay, and then we're ready for our piece. Now I'm just going to put something in the background here, and I'm going to use the Lovely and Lasting stamp set. This one coordinates nicely with the paper. So we've got a bunch of different greetings, some floral elements, a little tiled piece that matches some of our pattern papers, plus our frame that coordinates nicely with the punch. Okay, let's see what we can do with that. Okay, back again, we're all set up now. I found my big block. So this big block is the size E, and that fits this this nice flower very well. So I'm just going to put a little bit up, I think up in our top left corner and our bottom right, just to a little bit of interest in that background. We'll see what it looks like. If it doesn't look any good, then we'll flip over. That can be the inside of the card, and we'll do something else. Let's see how we go. Okay, so let's just get that arranged here. That looks okay. Yep, I'm happy with that. And then a little bit down in the bottom corner, just to balance that out. Just a little small bit, I think, down here. We'll just have that. Okay, there we go. It's such a lovely colour, this one. It's sort of a reddy touch of pink to it, maybe. All right. Simply shabby. I've got one that I've cut into 4 pieces, and it's just nice and easy to work with. The reddish tone dyes always leave a bit of staining on our clear acrylic photopolymer, but that doesn't transfer then to paper once you've got it all nice and clean. Oh, there's a little bit. I'll have to give him another go in a second. All right, let's pop that out the way and see where we're at with our card. So I'm going to keep this one nice and simple. So we're just going to pop this one on here. Yep, that looks nice. So let me find some dimensionals up in my little dimensional container here. No, not little ones, we want big ones. Let's have a look, here we go. Oh, fresh new sheet. All right, so I'm going to put a bunch of these on the back here. I'm celebrating having a very nice house to myself today. Jack has gone to a mate's place. They're going to Ararat tonight for a night tour through the asylum there. So they're quite looking forward to that. And then just having a sleepover, watching some movies. Hannah is at the Melbourne show with her friend, and John is in doing some clean up things in at the office. So I get a nice little bit of house to myself, craft room to myself. It's quite enjoyable. All right, let's put that on here. Now this is the bit where I always end up a little bit crooked. Come down a bit, hang on. Where do I want to put him? Up or down or middle? Let's go here. There we go. Okay, so now we just need a greeting to finish off, I think. Okay, we are all planned out now. So instead of using the white that I had originally thought I was going to use, I am going to use this sheet instead, which I didn't actually use in my tiles, just because I didn't have one of the little 3-inch squares of this one. But this one is a great one for doing our greeting on, because it's sort of just a nice muted sort of a colouring here. So I'm going to use the frame here, and I'm going to pop a lot of these greetings fit inside it. I'm going to use cheers today. So I've got the frame here on block D. It's a nice size for that one. You do have to be careful when you put this one on, because it's sort of a they're quite bendy, they're photopolymer. You just need to make sure you've got it lined up nice and straight. We'll see whether we manage that. So a little bit of a tap, 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 and let's pop that down here. Okay, and to one side. Then I'm going to use Night of Navy, another one of the coordinating colours for the greeting. So, our little cheers on there, a little bit of a tap, and let's get that nicely centred up in the middle of our greeting panel. Did we manage that? Yes, I think we did. Okay. Close up our ink pad so I don't put my finger in it. Now we can get our coordinating punch. I forget the name of this, but I'll pop it in the description later. Okay, if we flip it over, then we can see whether we've got it all lined up nice and straight. So I like to do a little bit of a gentle squeeze, just make sure I've got all of my borders okay, and then punch them out and we're all set to go. And now we just need to pop a few dimensionals on the back of that one, and our card is finished. So a nice quick one. The slow bit's cutting out all the squares. That takes a little while, but after that comes together really quickly. I'll show you, I've made some in a bunch of different colours because I sort of got a bit addicted to this design on a craft retreat I went on. So I made a whole bunch. Okay, let's see where we want to put it. This is another bit that always takes me ages. All right, let's go about there, I think. Beautiful. There we go. We are all finished. So that is our simple squares card using Lovely Linen pattern paper. Let's have a look at it in a few different designs while we're here. So we've got this one. Looks lovely in that black and white, doesn't it? I really like that. I added a few extra layering pieces on this one. So we've got our white base card and then another piece of the pattern paper, just leaving a little bit of the border showing. And then my little piece here with the squares, I've put a black mat onto it and then another really tiny thin white one just to make it stand out from the background. So I was really happy with that, how that one came out. And then we've got one in the beautiful Tea Boutique. That's a lovely paper as well. Lots of nice colours in there. You can use your little teapots and the little lemons. I love this little envelope with the flowers coming out of it. So a really pretty one. This one I've just put it onto one of those Tea Boutique card bases. And that's just the perfect size, really. Okay. Thank you very much for watching. So I've been Sue Maddox from maddoxcreations.com, and I hope you liked our lovely little square cards today. Perfect for if you've got some little leftover bits and pieces from one of your packs of Stampin' Up coordinating paper. Okay, thanks very much. Happy stamping, happy creating, and I will catch you again another time. Next time I get my craft room all to myself. Okay, thanks very much.